Salaam Alaykum. This is Shaykhibrahim Ansari, and today I would like to talk about mysticism and drugs. Over the centuries, the use of hallucinogenic plants have been a beneficent assistant for purposes of healing, mostly by the professional counselors and therapists, sometimes referred to as shamans today. Now, regarding shamans, they work well within a framework of 200 to 300 people. They will know each family member by name, job, family history. So when someone comes to a shaman for healing, the shaman already has the specific knowledge of the emotional, spiritual, physical, and family history to know exactly what is required for the care of that specific purpose and person. The shaman is not viable in any town over 300 people. Anyone who professes to have studied to be a shaman has been scammed, and anyone who tells you they're a shaman supports that scam. If you're seeking submergence into the murky waters of what some call mysticism, there are some ideas you might want to think about. When these medicines are exploited, for example, for entertainment purposes, it shows disrespect both to the drug, the process, as well as you. When used for the purpose of wanting a mystical experience, it also shows a misunderstanding and a lack of knowledge regarding the true spiritual growth. Most of us look for the shortcuts, an easy way, like a pill or a drink, that will do the job, so we don't have to put out any effort. The raw truth is that gaining real spiritual knowledge needs time and effort and the basic ingredients that are needed, leading to permanent change. Alchemy refers often and is actually based on the concept of refining your nefs, your habits. It speaks often of applying heat, effort, focus, preparation, and observation. So let's take a look at some of the guiding principles that are needed for spiritual change. You're going to need focus and the ability to avoid distractions and staying centered. Meditation is a great technique. It helps to stop the automatic brain chatter. Getting out of the way. That is learning compassion and empathy. You also need to listen to the heart and to observe and see things more subtly and be able to take a back step and have an objective view of whatever's going on around you or within you. You're going to need patience. And don't forget, anything quickly gained is also quickly lost. And service. It helps to be of use to others. You learn a great deal when things aren't about you. And you need to find a way to balance your inner and outer worlds. To want to do something because everyone's doing it is, of course, not a great idea. To want something like a mystical experience indicates it is time for this student to work on a strong foundation of understanding the true and the false. It reminds me of an old Zen koan. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. A mystical experience rarely has any use if it is sought after, or becomes a need or desire. Now, anything can be a distraction. And with a spiritual practice, we're trying to unify your trillions of cells into one whole being. And to become an integrated human being, you first have to accept the fact that you are a wild and unruly mess of an entire tribe or world living in your skin. Each of your nefs has a will, a voice, and personality that wants to make you small and safe and to listen to them and to follow their instructions. Included in your interior tribe are your parents, extended family, teachers, relationships, co-workers, memories both good and bad, regrets, guilt, should-haves, and could-haves. And they're all in competition for your attention. It's kind of like ideal politics. If you want to be a politician, you should be disqualified from seeking it. Where you put your desire and focus is what you will become and also attract. You need to learn how to balance the inner and the outer, Zahir and Batin. If, for example, you feel like a loser, you bring that energy to whatever you put your mind to. Now, if you want to be rich or famous, that might also become your life, yes, but it also means you might be choosing a path without a heart, or purpose, meaning, or fulfillment. In other words, when you want a mystical experience, what are you really asking for? Do you know? If it is to explore your inner world and you have not prepared properly for the unknown, anything can happen. Without concerted effort to understand yourself and without guidance, thousands have ended up in mental institutions or severely injured or dead. You are knocking on the door to a multi-dimensional fun or horror house without any safety gear. Now, that's just plain stupid. Yes, of course, some have entered that realm and returned. Some microdose, and some want to hang out at the psychedelic deli. What you might discover, if you're lucky, is that shortcuts are not usually permanent. And as regards spiritual growth, the experience may point out a direction or not, or give you false data. If you are really fortunate, you will learn that the only permanent change requires effort, focus, surrender, and a healthy dose of humor. Any true mystical experience comes when you have learned how to stay out of the way, because it's not about you, and to be of service for others, not you. It requires finely developed, strong spiritual and psychological foundations that are built on sincerity, honesty, humility, surrender, and connection with your heart. Your heart, not your imagination, and not you. If you think you are healing or helping someone or being of service, you are confused. This is all not about you. As long as there is a you, then that is what is going to get in the way. Your you thing is habit-filled and self-centered. We don't want it and we don't need it. This is what all the training is about, getting the you out of the way. And so, when there is enough heart in place, we may find we have a new skill for the purpose of helping others, as long as we don't identify with it, and as long as we are not invested in the outcome. The desire for mystical experience is just another trap. What is needed is clearing away the nafs, one by one, until you begin to feel closer to the divine, to Allah. If Allah wishes, you may be given a utility for the purpose of helping others, not you. If ever it is unclear if it is your nafs or Allah, there is no you or me in Allah. Thanks for listening. This is Shaykhibrahim. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Salaam Alaykum. Salaam Alaykum, murids, seekers, curious, and interested listeners. We appreciate you and are happy to share our Sufi message. Your donation will help support our Sufi Center in Sydney, where we do zikr, sohbet, spiritual counseling, and healing services. We believe the message should be free, but it costs equipment, rental, services, software, and hardware to get this to you. So thank you for choosing our podcast among all the millions available. If you go to our website, ansarisufiorder.org, you will be able to donate through PayPal whatever you think this information is worth to you. Blessings and love, the Australian Ansari Sufi Order.